Okay. Great. Already not. Okay, can't hear myself. Now I can still. Okay. All right. And great. 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 Nobody sent me fucking new headphones yet. Nobody wants to fucking. Now we're good. Are we good? Wow. Well, that's weird that we're not even 2 minutes in and the screen went black. What did you do? What did you do wrong? There we go. It's fixed. You know what? The wires are sometimes loose because you're using an old laptop and you're messing up already. Thank you. Now, listen, if you guys are watching right now, why does it feel like a light went out in here too? Oh, it's because there was the white screen that adds more brightness. No. Sarah, look at me. Relax. The white. There you go. It's crazy that I'm smarter than you. It's crazy that I'm smarter than you because that's usually everybody smarter than me. Can you tell that I'm a little hostile today? Yeah, because I'm a little upset. All right, here's the deal, guys. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the takeover. Now, there's nothing wrong with your screen. Why is there a lot of things in my, what's the word, peripheral vision? Peripheral vision? There's a lot of movement going on. It's distracting me. So we're already off to a rough start again. When are we going to just ever have a smooth sailing start to the podcast? Are you just getting things prepared and ready? Maybe that's something that you should do before the podcast starts, right? It went, but yeah, so there was a mess up, right? Well, you're going to be getting attacked online, and that's going to be fun. You're going to be in the YouTube comments, you're going to be getting attacked. Her name's Sarah, okay? And she is a human. That's what we'll go with. Now, here's the deal. You don't have to touch your screens or fix your computer. It's supposed to be black and white right now. So if you're seeing black and white, it's normal. This is the black and white episode. We're in the black and white episode. And Sarah, I'm annoyed. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's distracting me. And I'm not good with distractions, okay? Because I keep looking over there, and I'm seeing things move around. And now the screen went black again, and now I'm really upset, okay? I'm going to have a sip of the coffee. I'm going to calm down. I meditated today. I worked out. I worked out hard. Thank you, Sarah. That's all I wanted. How are you today? You're good? Good. Now, I don't really want you to speak back to me. I just want to pretend I'm asking you questions, and I want you to fix the goddamn screen. Here's what's going on. There's a loose wire somewhere. What do you think it is? The HDMI? Wow. 3 minutes and 30 seconds in, and we're going to have to restart the whole goddamn podcast. Nope. It's the one on the outside. You don't need to do all of them because they have nothing to do with the podcast, right? I feel like I have to restart already because I'm being too mean to you. And people are going to be like, wow, this is very unlikable. I don't want to be unlikable. Do you know what I mean? What are you whispering? Everybody knows you're a tomboy. Okay, there we go. So that's weird because that's not how it starts, right? That's not the top of it. There we go. And now, man, you know what's funny? We're going to get better with this because this is only week 2 of having a Sarah. Okay, we have a Sarah, and this is week 2. You're kind of like, what's that movie with, well, this is why you're here. What's that movie with Joaquin Phoenix, and he's talking to her, right? Isn't it her? Is that what it's called? Oh, with Scarlett Johansson. Yes, that's what you are. You're a Sarah. Sarah, you're not a real person. You're just like there. You're like a computer. You're not even, there's no one even here. I'm just like talking. Great. Cool. So we didn't even have to Google that, but we almost did. You almost finally had something to do. Because I'm pretty sure I prepped everything, right? Because it's a mystery episode. The black and white episode, this is the first black and white episode ever, by the way. And it's not going to be the last. There's going to be a lot of black and white episodes, but I'm excited about this one. But before we get into that, okay, she got up and now she's typing something and I'm getting nervous. Is our chemistry good? Because I'll ask them, and if they say no, you're out. I'll find a different Sarah. Okay, so here's the deal. Again, you guys don't see it, but I got wrinkles in my curtain and it bothers me, and I'm just going to have to deal with it because they're the middle ones. And I know that you disagree with it, but like, listen, the outside curtains, you see a little bit of it. Like, I was able to take these off, throw them in the dryer with a wet sock. That's a trick I learned later on in life. I don't know if you guys know about wet socks and dryers with a T-shirt that's wrinkled, goes away. You didn't know about that? Sarah, you're what people might call a female. And you didn't know about that? You didn't know little tricks and kinks like that? It's asking you a question. No. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys didn't know this. If you like a little trick, if you have like a shirt or pants that are wrinkled and you want to wear that for the night and you're going out, if you throw it in the dryer and you just take a sock and you wet it, not like where it's dripping, you just wet it like where it's pretty wet, and you throw it in the dryer with the shirt or jeans, 10 minutes later, it's wrinkle free. Fuck ironing. Fuck ironing. No reason we should ever have to iron again. That's what I'm going to say. And my buddy Zach used to iron his fucking white T-shirts, and it would piss me off. It was really annoying. First of all, why iron T-shirts anyways? It's just like a T-shirt. Iron a button-up, sure. I call it a button-up because I'm optimistic. People call it button-downs, pessimist. Just that's a new one too. It's always a button-up. I'm all about wearing a button-up, not button-down. What did you think about that? Do you think there's a right term for it? There's no correct way, right? You say dress shirt. I say button up. And because I'm looking up. I'm looking up for the future. People will be like, "Oh, nice button down." No. Don't bring that negativity towards me. Don't bring that negativity towards me as I stir the butter. Because I'm stirring the butter. I'm stirring the butter, okay? If you bring negativity to me, then I stir it up and I go, "It's a button up." And now we're positive. Because what are we doing? We're listening to the best sports podcast in the world, but we don't talk about sports. Coffee has been kicked in. So I got wrinkles in the inside curtains, and I'm going to deal with it because, to me, the work it would take to get those off, dry them, put them back on, is not worth how much I don't care, really. Does that make sense? That sentence was a little confusing, but what it means is I'm going to have wrinkled curtains in the middle. What's going on? You don't agree. And that's fine. You're not supposed to agree, but when you are paying the bills of my asshole, then you can fucking make the decisions in my asshole. Does that make sense? I didn't mean to get sexual. I don't want to get fired here. I don't want you to go to PR and be like, the way Michael speaks to me is illegal. But guess what? I'm head of PR. It's HR. It's fucking HR, and I messed up, but guess what? I fixed it before you fixed it. My podcast is raw and real, and we'll tell them how it is. Raw and real, kind of how Sarah likes to be fucked. Now, here's the deal. We're going to be able to talk to her like that because she works for me. And at my place, there's no equality, okay? And I want everybody to know that. Cheers. And we're keeping this all in, okay? All right, now that we got past the wrinkles, let's get into the black and white episode that I've actually been very excited about because this is how I think. Did you cough? Cool, there's no coughing. So here's what's fun about this. Here's what's really fun about this. Hi. Here's what's fun about the black and white episode. This is how I think, and this is why you guys should think like this too, okay? This is just the beginning. Wait until like 5 years, assholes, whoever's watching that video. So here's the deal. I was talking to a Instagram story or whatever. Now, you're probably like, okay, this is a black and white episode and it's fun. I like the vibe, but it was okay. Maybe at the end of the episode, you're like, it was okay. I don't know if you should do it again. Some of you might think that way. I don't think that way because I'm like, this is just day one of black and white episode. But in a couple of years, when we have 13 to 18 black and white episodes, boy, how polished those will be. And that's a lesson to be learned. You got to put yourself out there, and it's not going to be great. Remember when we did the Ira Glass episode a month ago? I shared his little speech. You have good intent, right? If you're listening right now, you do in your everyday life. You have good intent, and maybe you have great ideas, but they're just not good enough yet. But you know they're going to get good enough because you got to keep putting the work out to catch up to where you see your artistic level being, right? Does that make sense? So right now what you're putting out might not be great, and you know it, and you know that. You know that it's not that great. But if you keep putting it out, it's going to catch up to where you see it being. And that's why, welcome to the black and white episode. Now, a lot of you are probably like, I'm a little confused, and you're supposed to be. Remember, a lot of this doesn't make sense, and a lot of it is not scripted. Itch the nose, because we always do. Because for whatever reason, my nose gets itchy when I do the podcast, and I can't figure it out. And maybe somebody out there is a nose doctor, and they know what to do, But I also think that I've diagnosed it myself, and it's just the vibrations of talking, and it gets to the little hairs that are a little too long inside of my nose. Okay? Now, out of the corner of my eye, I see her starting to Google. So I think that she's going to actually look up whether noses vibrate when people talk. They definitely do, because we can all test that on ourselves. But is she going to find an answer? Probably not. Is her IQ a little bit lower than we thought it was because she Googled that? Yes, we did. Are people going to be in the YouTube comments saying we need a new Sarah? Show me a better one then. We could take interviews. We could do Skype interviews. They have to live in... Oh, I offended her. I'm sorry. I was just teasing. She really got offended there. Now, here's the deal. If you're wondering if Sarah's single, she is. She'll die alone. Now, here's the deal. Did that hurt your feelings? You do want to die alone? Cool. Okay. So I'm excited about the black and white episode. Okay, so now that we've moved on from our engineer, is that what you would call you, an engineer? Yeah? Okay. Now let's just jump right into it, because I don't know if you follow me, and I kind of hinted on this last week, but we're going to talk about Britney Spears. We're going to talk about Britney Spears because I dove. Okay, now help me out here. I did a deep dive with this Britney Spears stuff, okay? I still need to see the notes because I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about first. Okay, yes, keep the notes up for a second. Now, here's the thing what I did. I did this for you guys, and I know there's a lot of people out there that I'm late to this Britney Spears thing. I didn't know all about it, but first of all, she has been under the control of her father and a lawyer, a mutual lawyer, since 2008. It's 12 years. What's the word it was called? A con. Wait, can you look it up? Look it up, what's the word? There's a term for it where she's been like under their legal guardian. Conservator, something like that. I don't know words. Don't get at me. What is it? Conservatorship. So she's had that for 12 years now. So they basically, okay, yeah. Also, a legal guardianship was implemented in 2008 after Spears experienced several mental breakdowns, which we remember them. Some of us do. Okay, so she had a couple mental breakdowns. So that was going to expire this year, and it's been extended till like August of this year. Okay, and so now there's a couple conspiracies out there that people are saying, and it's all over Instagram. If you look at her Instagram, it's oddly strange. Okay, and there's there will be like these default pictures of her that like she'll post every day, like loving you guys, and it's like she's like they're from like this angle, and she's like looking up at the camera. She's like, love you guys, hope you're all doing well, but like it's the same photo that's been used like every 10 posts or something. It's like the same outfit, like almost like she did a photo shoot, and they're like, these will be the photos that you use for these type of posts. Kind of like that. There's almost like there's a routine to her Instagram. It's weird. And then she posts these videos of her dancing, and when you watch her dance, I will say some of them you're like, oh, that's good. That was a good move. But then some of the dances you're like, oh no, this is not good. This is not good. And you're like, clearly mental ill. Now here's where we're gonna jump in, because there's a lot of conspiracies going on about this Britney thing. Now, some people, before I tell you my take on it, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Some people will be like, okay, this is weird, because they'll be like, she's trying to tell us stuff. There's this whole Free Britney movement, right? There's a whole Free Britney movement, and they're like, she's trying to tell us stuff through her podcast, through her Instagram, right? She's trying to send signals, which already, let's stop right there. She could just go live and be like, hi, help me. Okay, so let's just stop that already. Let's get rid of that. Britney, your fans are a little bit crazy. They're kind of on brand with you. Okay, so there are these conspiracies, and people think she's being held hostage, really, right? They want her to be free. So this is what's going on. They think that her dad is giving her prescription meds that she's been prescribed, but like maybe feeding her these drugs to make her look like she is a little bit crazy so that he can continue to have control over her money and her lawyer, which is fine. That's a fair, right? That's a fair judgment. Someone could think that. But then I looked up into it and I was like, his yearly salary from her money, she was worth like $350 million in 2008. Okay. As of today, they think she's worth like $60 million. Still plenty of money to last plenty of generations. Okay. Especially, let's be honest, the way she comes off, it's probably better that they have control of it because God forbid she could fucking spend $10 million in a day. That's how off the wall she seems. Okay. Her dad on the books only makes $118,000. He gets paid $118,000. That seems to me not that greedy at all. So that's where like people be like, you know, he's trying to manipulate her to make her look crazy so that, you know, they can have control over her stuff. I'm like, but only 118. That seems like he loves her. I mean, it is her father at the end of the day. So like, let's slow down. It's not like it's a third party, a husband, an ex-boyfriend, or it's not what's her ex-husband's name? It's not Kevin with control of it. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't you want the control to be her father? Like, he is in the best interest. He had a talented daughter. She blew up. But, like, he still loves her, right? What do you want? I don't understand. Like, her fans seem to, like, this whole free Britney thing. They're like, she needs to be free. Like, you just want her to, like, you want to just see what happens? You really want to see what happens? Even if some of these videos are fake, some of them are saying the videos are from years ago, and they're just reposting some of them. It's fascinating. You have no idea. You didn't even go deep enough into it. It's fascinating. I would say go to her Instagram right now and look at some of the stuff. Okay? But here is another thing. Her father can't see her kids right now because they got in a fight. I don't know how old her kids are. Maybe they're 13 or something. But he apparently like hit one of them. So there's a restraining order. So Kevin has the kids. And she could see the kids, but like the father, Britney's father can't be there. And her father's name is Jamie. So you see the stock photos. She'll have like that dress. That photo has been going on, and she'll post like, no, I don't believe in wearing makeup anymore. It's natural. It's like, I'll comment on it. I'll be like, she's obviously wearing makeup. This is a sign. So it's fascinating. Okay. So let's pull up some of the comments of just what people will read. If you go into any of the comments of Britney Spears, it's fascinating. Okay, like here's one. Ready? Here's one of the comments is, was looking into what her emojis mean. According to a quick Google search, the cherry blossom means drugged. So Britney uses a lot of cherry blossom emojis. This girl Googled it. I don't know where she found this. I don't know if this is true or not, but that means drugged. So I noticed she uses that emoji a lot in her post. That's one of the comments, okay? Just to open up the gate of how crazy her fans are. Then there's another girl that writes, she's following 116 accounts. Upside down, that's 9/11. Okay, relax. Okay, now we're just... All right, it gets crazier. Ready? This is another one. She's being used... She has been using the same clothes for 3 years now. We need new photos of her. We need a video of her talking about Corona or something actual. We need to know she is okay. This got 1,400 likes, and this was in the comment section. And the girl's picture looks, looks kind of normal looking girl. What? There's a video of Britney talking about Corona on her Instagram? But that was a day ago. Are you sure? The comment that told her to wear black if she's in trouble was deleted. And her last post, she's wearing black. Oh my God. And there's another one with yellow, where she's wearing yellow. Where someone was like, wear yellow in your next post if you need help, and she's wearing yellow. So then I was on my Instagram. I'm posting these comments and I'm sharing them. And then this is from people who follow me. Someone DMs me and he goes, dude, I think Britney died a year ago and has been replaced by a lookalike. Notice she has a gap in between her front teeth now. She's never had a gap in between her front teeth. Since when do teeth just shift over time? I'm legit worried about her. Now, Sarah thinks, what do you mean teeth always shift? But what do you mean? I don't know. Maybe. Some people's teeth stay normal. What do you mean? A gap, to go from a gap, though, the gap is weird. I'm going to go with this. Listen, I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but I am going to go the gap thing is weird. How do you have normal teeth a year, even 2 years ago? Can we pull up her Instagram and see if there's a picture of her smiling with no gap? Because now there is a gap for sure. I've seen the gap. So it's fascinating. And that's why we're breaking it down right now. Also, not to mention, I don't go as deep, but if you want my buddy Jason Collings on the Lions Den, they go deep into it. Jason's a detective, and he has some inside information. So if you know my buddy Jason Collings and Brent Morin, they have the podcast called The Lions Den. Check it out. They just did an episode last week. I didn't even get to check it out yet, which I will. But they go deep into this freeing Britney thing. And I think they actually, part of them believe it. I think Jason believes that in the conspiracy. Jason's one of the front leaders of this movement of trying to free Britney. He's going to try to help Britney. So if you want to jump on this bandwagon, by all means, go ahead and do it. I'm just sharing the information that I'm seeing. But look, okay, but that seems like that was an older photo. She looks sane there. I'm saying go on her Instagram and scroll down to like a post from a year ago and see what her smile looks like. See, like, what do you got? You have a post from a while ago? Kind of looks like there could be a gap, right? How long ago was that? That's June? Okay, this is weird now. Now are you believing a little bit? So in June, she has a post on her Instagram in June, no gap. Now go look at the recent video. There's a fucking gap. Like a Michael Strahan gap. You don't get that? That gap doesn't happen in 6 months. So I'm not saying she's dead and they replaced her with a lookalike. But it is weird. Right? Can we get a little music going on right now? No. Yeah, but yeah, we're going to get a little music right now because we're going to make it a little scary. Because I think it needs to be scarier right now. We need to scary this open because there is one thing we believe. There's a fucking gap in her teeth now, right? Is there? We agree. So now are we both a little scared right now? It's odd. It's a really big gap. It's a Michael Strahan gap. This is scary. So again, I didn't listen to the Lions Den podcast, but apparently they go deep in this. I don't know if they talk about this, but check it out too. You guys do the investigation. Check out their podcast. Let me know what they say. Come back to me. Do the research for me a little bit because I'm a little bit lazy. But what? What now? What do you have? March? Okay, March of this year. And that's a regular photo? So then so now there's a post of hers. In March, there's no gap in her teeth, right? But here's another theory. They're saying that these are like pictures that are taken from a long time ago. That's why some of the comments are like, you need to post more recent pictures. You've been posting the same pictures for 3 years. This is weird. I don't believe in conspiracies. I don't think she's dead. That's crazy. She's not dead. People would know. Like the lawyers, everybody, like the actual kids would know. First of all, she had kids in what, 2008? Can we find out when she had kids? How old are her kids? Let's figure this out. First of all, here's where I am with conspiracies. Let's look at the facts. Follow the facts, and this is how you solve cases. How old are her kids? 2005 and 2016? 2006. So that would put them at what? 14 and 15. Okay. She's not dead. A 14 and 15-year-old, they're in school, or they have been over the years. They would know if their mom died. They would talk to their friends. You're saying you would have to have them in a dungeon too, right? You can't shut up a kid. It's a clone. People are saying, get the F out. Get the F out with the clone. A clone doesn't have a fucking gap in its teeth. A clone looks exactly the same because it's a clone. Okay? That's how they work. Here's the deal. She's not dead. So let's throw that out the window. Because Kevin and fucking her kids, Lynn and her mom, like, she's not dead. Let's throw that one out the window. That one's the most ridiculous one. But how do we explain the fucking gap in the teeth? They don't. I know they don't. But they still see her. It's their mom. Sarah, they see her. Go look it up. I found it out. But hello, they would be like, hey, our mom's not the same. So, but there is still weird. Why is there a gap? Yeah. I already know the answer, but you don't want to believe me. She doesn't have custody, but they see them. But the dad's not allowed to be there when she sees the kids. They have a restraining order against him because he abused one. So that's what's weird too. So you think the dad has best interest, but he apparently got in like a fight with one of the kids or something. right? Isn't this now? Are you interested? Are you a little more fascinated by it? The Instagram comment section is a documentary itself. You can get a lot of answers in there if you want to dig deep. You know, can we pull up another? Oh, so this guy pulls up. He says this. So okay, this one. This is where you get people who are fucking crazy in this world. This one guy DMs me and he goes, when I'm posting all this Britney stuff, he goes, bro, be careful what you're looking into. You're going to start catching weird shit. You look into Hollywood's satanic bullshit, ? Have you looked into it? Which I haven't. And he goes, Britney has been brainwashed and used since she was a teen. Why do you guys think she's so fucked up? You seem like you're a total awesome dude. I'm sure you know more than I do. But I've been doing a lot of research for about 7 years now. 7 years he's been doing research on Britney and whatever Hollywood bullshit. Now, he goes, be careful what you dive into. You have a huge platform unlike me, and you have a bigger chance of getting targeted. Then he sends me a fucking 9/11 video. Bro, first of all, anyone who's like, they've been used for like, anyone who thinks someone's been used to like be like, hey, you have to go perform. Like, what do you think? Like, any of these performers you see, like, you think Justin Bieber was just like a performer and then he had to go to his room after he was done? Like, what? I don't understand. Do you think people don't have social life? Like, yeah, we're in in Los Angeles is a normal city. Like, you could come move here, work at Starbucks, and you'll see people living a normal life. Like, why do you think, like, people are little puppets? Like, that's crazy when people are like, they're puppets. Like, Britney was used. She was this massive star, and she's put on stage, and then she has to go home. Like, you don't think she had interactions with normal people and had a normal friend group? That she would ever just be like, hey, by the way, they told me they'll kill me if I don't do the tour again. Like, guys, logically, you're not being realistic. But I don't even want to go into it. But, like, the fact that this guy thinks, like, hey, man, I've been investigating for 7 years. If you dig too deep into Britney, they're going to go after you. Come get me. What are they going to do? Am I going to die? Then whatever. Then you're right. Then you're right if I die. What are they going to do? You guys can't cancel me. You can't do that. You already tried. So what's going to happen? I will say this. A lot of the Britney fans are a little tinfoil hat type of people, right? Do you know what I mean by that? They're a little out there. I like to just follow facts. That's why I'm a good detective. I like to consider myself a good detective and just like let that tell the story, okay? I mean, it's fascinating. Like I said, I didn't listen to the Lion's Den, but they apparently go deeper in it. I wish there was another podcast that went deep into it and I would listen to it. Like, people have sent videos and stuff, but listen, here, all these videos you send will be like a video that like some YouTuber put a documentary together and then they add music in the background, kind of like how I did, and they're making it like, and it makes you go, maybe it is real. If you put someone's voice over creepy music like I'm doing, then that is going to make it sound like it's real. It's so funny. This whole episode is to prove that point. This whole episode has got this creepy documentary music on it. It's in black and white, and I'm talking about Britney. So if you're listening, you're going to believe anything I say. How about this? I did some investigation, and I found out that Britney hasn't been seen publicly for over 17 years. So even when she was touring, was it really her? People are saying it was a hologram. There's proof that it was a hologram. I was even in Vegas in 2018 and she was doing shows there. Figured it out, she was. So she was doing shows, but was she really, or was it just a hologram? Remember when the Tupac hologram came out? That made a whole new window for people to just perform as a hologram, and people believed it was really them. Tupac's not even dead. He's still alive, and he's still 24. That's what's crazy. He figured out how to not age. It's all dumb. But the gap in the teeth is weird. I do agree that they could space out again if you've been crazy. I think, though, that could be from meds. From, like... That's hotter than... Of course it is. Over 6 months. But she also could have fallen on her face or something. She'll do these so there is a Corona video of her talking about Corona and being like, this is crazy. Can we pull that up? I mean, just look on your phone. I mean, we're not going to put it up, but like we can't anyways. But it's fascinating to be like, okay, the videos of her dancing are always the same kind of. She does. Oh, what about the video where she's talking about her favorite stuff and she's like, here's the bottom line, guys. I think she's just mentally ill. We can't put the audio on because they'll take it down off YouTube. Like there'll be like a, but just tell me what she's saying. No. I mean, I could listen to it if you want to give me your phone.
I want to say thank you to all of you. Your help and dedication means so much to all of us, and we love you. To all the workers who have put so much time and dedication into helping us during the coronavirus, I want to say thank you to all of you. Your help.
This is April 10th.
Means so much to all of us, and we love you.
She seems kind of normal there. That was fine, but her voice is just so. It's almost like she's still a teenager, right? I believe that. I believe that there are ways to train your vocal cords. So she does sound like, because she still does, she was performing. She was doing Vegas for a while. There was like one I saw, she did a tour and it made like 50 million, they think. So I believe the vocal cords thing, she could have the weird voice. I mean, Michael Jackson had the weird voice for years, and then a lot of these people do. Because, yeah, they're very conscious and careful with their voice. That video of her talking about Corona seems fine. I mean, she seems weird. And now here's the thing about Hollywood stars that are stars at a young age. They are going to be a little weird because they didn't have a normal life. It's weird. They have no grasp of reality. They've been surrounded by yes men their whole life. Like, I think Justin is actually doing a lot better than I thought he would be at this age. In my eyes, when I saw Justin years ago, I was just like, oh, he'll be dead in his 30s. Now, being in a relationship, I mean, he seems like he did have a weird stage, but he seems fine. Even these childhood actors, like they grow up to be crazy a little. I mean, the Harry Potters are doing fine for now. We'll see. The Harry Potter cast, all those kids, they were fucking. They've never think about their lives. They've never had a normal life, so they could go crazy too. It's definitely a possible. It's definitely a possibility because that's not a normal life. So there's no way to know how to properly handle their situations because there's not a lot of data to kind of test theories or whatever. You know what I mean? Like what we do know about society is if you're raised in a home with a mom and dad and you go to school, most likely you're going to turn out to be fine. People are against other things, but that's because they're scared. They don't know how it's going to react. But there are a lot of childhood celebrities that turn out fine because their upbringing's fine. So, but then some people do go crazy because we can't really speak for why. I mean, have you ever had fucking 50 million people screaming your name? Like, who knows what that does to your mental? You know what I mean? So, she's going to be a little off. Yes, that's fine. But some of the videos, she does seem very, like, a lot on meds. I would like to see, like, a psychiatrist be like, okay, she's still not. Like, look, I mean, Kanye, he's mentally ill. It's sad. So the whole Kanye thing, I'm not going to go into that too deep, but, like, why are they not, like, why are they not be like, hey, we got to get you help and, like, keep you out. Society can't see you. Like, what the fuck is going on? Why are you letting him do that? It's just like, and people are fucking horrible. They're just going to be like, look, watch, this is great. This is great. People love to watch fucking seeing powerful people fucking have a meltdown and, like, lose it. Like, he was crying. He's not right. So people are going to come up with a conspiracy about that. That's really all I have about Britney. I don't have a lot of information about it, but it is fucking weird. I would just say check it out yourself, or, whatever. What? I don't know. What? Okay. Now we're gonna get into my own mystery. I did tell you guys to be prepared for the black and white episode and send me your stories, which we did get one. We'll get into it later. But next black and white episode, maybe you'll be prepared. But I'm gonna go break down my story, and that's not why that should be there. I'm waiting, Sarah. I'm waiting, sir. I'm wondering why those are in the way of my fucking notes. Right? I'm wondering why that's in the way of my goddamn fucking notes. Okay? Now here we go. Here it is. I'm going to break this down. This is a crazy story. All right? Ready? Are you done? Yeah. Okay. Now, for those of you who know, I live with 2 other men. Okay? So, in our kitchen, our pantry, we have 3 shelves. All right? We all have our own shelf. Okay? That's all you really need to know going into this story. There's a lot of weird things going on, and I'm going to try to break it down for you with as many details as possible, but this is a very, very important unsolved mystery that people really don't know what's going on, and it's a crazy, it's an unsolved mystery. So here it is, okay? All you need to know is I live with there's 3 of us, all right? Rel, CY, and me, and the pantry has 3 shelves. We all have our own shelf. Makes sense. And that's pretty normal going across the board. Anyone in America, you have roommates, everybody has their own section in the fridge, they have their own section in the pantry. It's pretty normal, okay? So, we'll start on this date. On July 17th, around 2 p.m., I'm going to talk in third person, okay? I'm going to start over because I want to present it to you like a crime podcast, okay? So here it is. On July 17th at 2 p.m., Michael enters the kitchen. Now, this is normal. This is a normal thing. Michael normally enters the kitchen in the afternoon all the time, but sometimes we will note this, that Michael will just make coffee and not eat anything for breakfast. Or sometimes he'll have a Eggo waffle, only one. Nothing on it, puts it in the toaster, pops up, eats it, has coffee. That's his breakfast. So on July 17th around 2 p.m., Michael enters the kitchen, and this we assume is he's going in for lunch. We don't know what happened prior to that day. We don't know the details, what he was doing earlier, but we know that this is his first time in the kitchen going to open the pantry. These are the facts. Michael opens the pantry, and upon observation, he notices his Jif peanut butter is not on his shelf. Yes, it's not on his shelf, which is not a big deal. This isn't a crime. It's just unusual. It's a very unusual detail, okay? So he notices the peanut butter is on the bottom shelf. Now, the bottom shelf is CY. CY's shelf, okay? CY had his own peanut butter on his shelf as well. So now there are 2 peanut butters on that shelf. Michael notices that, shrugs it off, grabs his peanut butter, places it back on his shelf, which is the middle shelf. Rel's shelf is the 3rd shelf, the top shelf. Rel doesn't have peanut butter. For all we know about Rel, he's not a big peanut butter eater. Okay, we don't know about we don't know if he likes peanut butter. We assume everybody likes peanut butter. But in the case of the peanut butter missing story, we can't assume stuff. But I'm going to go with, I'm pretty sure he likes peanut butter because everybody does, okay? So that's fine. That's July 17th. I notice it, not a big deal. Put it back on my shelf, okay? On Michael's shelf. The next day, around July 18th, it's July 18th the next day, around 3:45 p.m., Michael enters the kitchen again. This is another afternoon. Again, all we can assume, we don't know what time he woke up. We just assume that he hasn't opened the pantry to make lunch or anything like that. So it's at 3:45. He opens up the pantry, and to his surprise and frustration again, his Jif peanut butter is now back on CY's shelf. The first shelf. Now, Michael's temper is rising, okay? I did. I got a little upset, and I go, this is weird. Why is this happening now 2 days in a row? So I, out loud, everybody's home, by the way. At this point, everybody's home. Rel is in the TV room, and CY is in the hallway outside of the TV room talking to Rel. So what we do know is in between the kitchen and the TV room is the dining room. So, but it's open doors. You would be able to hear the noise of someone in the kitchen if you were in the TV room, okay? So they're talking, and I see that, and I go, stop putting my goddamn peanut butter in yours. That's what I said. I said that, and I grabbed it and I put it back on mine. This is the interesting part. That's where CY gets defensive and goes, why does he think I did that? He goes, that definitely wasn't me, and I saw that too, and it was annoying. This is what he's saying already. He was prepared for the argument. Because that means, based off that information, that he must have seen the peanut butter on his shelf on July 18th, the second day, and was like, oh, that's weird, but didn't fix the problem. Which, if he does, then there's no story at all here. So he must have known it was there to be like, well, yeah, why? He thinks it's me. Rel, at this time, is in a conversation with CY, and then hears the argument about to happen and goes, hold on, I'm talking to CY about something else. Tries to ignore what's going on to get back into what he's talking about, which is fine, is normal, but also I've never seen him excuse an argument. He would let us go with it. So I say, you're trying to tell me you didn't put the peanut butter in your section. I say that to CY, and he goes, no. And I go, hold on, do you think I did? And he goes, I don't know. I go, we know I didn't, because Michael, we know this from history, is the most organized and a little OCD with organization. It's physically impossible for me to put peanut butter in any one section besides my own. If you open up my section, it's even organized in there. It's weird. I would never. That being said, I had not had peanut butter for a few days. I did not make that mistake, and I know I did not. So he goes, no, I don't know. I go, but did you not have peanut butter yesterday? Now we rewind. We go back to the details of July 17th when Michael was in the kitchen that day. Now, when on the first day that Michael went into the kitchen and he noticed the peanut butter was not in his shelf, we noticed that in the sink was a plate with whipped cream and peanut butter on the plate, as if someone made a homemade dessert. Now, from past evidence, we know that CY will create his own type of desserts sometimes. He will put peanut butter or jelly or do toast or like make oatmeal pancakes. We know he eats that. He has a bit of a sweet tooth. That day when Michael saw that plate, he placed it in the dishwasher, and when pulled the spoon out, the spoon was not fully dismissed of peanut butter. There was still peanut butter on the spoon. So he puts that in the dishwasher. Let's note this. Michael personally would never put a spoon in the sink with any peanut butter on it, because we would suck it all off, like most people. Now, I don't know, again, I don't have a lot of proof that Rel likes peanut butter, but I think if Rel did like peanut butter, he would not be a suck off the spoon peanut butter, because he's a little homophobic. So I will say that. And Rel, by the way, is black. So that is just information you want to know. You know, I'm not trying to be racist or anything. I live with him, but I'm just saying, more likely to steal. So I'm just kidding. Now here's the deal. Rel, we have no evidence of Rel liking peanut butter really, but I'm gonna say that he would not lick all the peanut butter off of a spoon. But that doesn't even matter, right? Because we know Rel wouldn't eat a dessert like that. Rel is not about dessert. Rel's dessert is more of a Sour Patch Kids. He's a sweet candy guy. CY's desserts are chocolate peanut butter-ish. So we knew right away when we put the dish away that that was something that CY made. And assuming that that spoon was there, that was a spoon he used for peanut butter scooping. Now, I said to him on July 18th, the next day, when we started having the argument, I go, did you not make a dessert the night before with a peanut butter scoop and stuff? And he goes, I did. So I said, based off that information, that dessert you made looks like a dessert that was made when you were high. Would we agree? He agreed. So now that we know that CY was high on the evening of July 17th, and he made a dessert that was... Oh, the dessert would have been made July 16th. I'm sorry. Because July 17th is when I found the plate in the sink. So that if we knew he was high on July 16th and he made that dessert, with the peanut butter. Is it possible, because he was high, he might have grabbed the peanut butter, used it, which is not illegal. You are allowed to, even though I've made in previous episodes that a peanut butter is not a shareable item like mayonnaise or ketchup. Peanut butter is your own thing when you have roommates. That is a rule. But I was not mad at him at that. I said, that's fine if you did. I'm not mad about it. But is it possible that you did use my peanut butter, and instead of putting it back on my shelf because you used it and you were high making a dessert, you put it back on your shelf, which evidence we do have? It sounds like I'm right, but this is where it gets weird. He goes, no, of course not. I had my own peanut butter and I ran out of it making that dessert. He walks over to the trash can and pulls out his empty peanut butter. So I said, is it possible that you ran out of peanut butter and needed a little bit more and grabbed for money? He goes, no, because there was still some residue enough to get extra, which he doesn't go extra, which is another problem I have for a later date. But he said, no, I haven't. And then between this argument, Rel's in there going, this is kind of crazy. His behavior towards the argument got real weird, okay? And I have Rel's behavior about the argument goes, what's going on? He goes, no, I don't need peanut butter. Kind of threw it off to the side, and we go, wait a minute. His CY's defense towards the peanut butter is pretty strong, but the evidence is not helping CY's case. But for him to fight this hard over it is strong, because CY's IQ is high enough to where he wouldn't fight this battle for something so dumb. That is a strong fact. Rel, laughing about the argument we're having, is just like, I don't have time for this, walks away. Seemed very suspicious. Now, another clue about Rel that we do know is true, he has been known to throw away forks. This is a fact. Rel has thrown away forks, and we said that in the kitchen. We go, although Rel, you might have maybe did use the peanut butter for something, and then maybe put it on CY's, not even knowing whose peanut butter it was, which would make more sense, because if CY did steal the peanut butter or use it, he would know to put it back on my shelf. I will give him that credit. But CY does misplace things all the time around the house. Rel is very absent-minded, will leave cooked chicken on a pan on the stove the whole day overnight. So it is possible that he did take the peanut butter and not know whose it was and then put it back on CY's thing. So there is that. And then CY brings up the argument to throw all the guilt on him and goes, he throws away forks. And we know it. We've seen him throw away stuff, and then all of a sudden there's a fork in the trash, a metal one. And we're like, why? He's absent-minded like that, right? So when we confront him and go, you do throw away forks, he goes, that's the most racist thing someone's ever said to me. It's a joke. We were all just joking around. Still a very funny thing. That's why I said the steal thing, because we were like making a joke, and we're going to play the clip. Please don't cancel me for that. Anyways, for somebody who throws away forks, they would be somebody who would use peanut butter and place it back on the wrong shelf. But so would someone who is high making a fat dessert and need extra. Now, a big part of the evidence is I do believe CY, he's this big. When CY was a kid, growing up, he was a little overweight. That is somebody who would lick all of the peanut butter off of a spoon. Am I right? Mind blowing. So here we are, a week removed, and we don't really know who grabbed the peanut butter and used it. That's the evidence I have. Now I got to bring up evidence about myself, because some of you are going to be like, well, how do you know you didn't just do it? I did not get high that week, and I will bring up this point. There would have been a possibility of maybe me doing that, but with the history of my organization, it's not a possible thing already, and how I don't like anything on my shelf, and if I find it, I throw it back in the other person's. What if I was high? I wasn't high that week because I was a week removed. It was only been from coming back from Florida. So I was worried that maybe I was sick from COVID and I wasn't feeling fully healthy that I chose not to smoke that week. So that isn't a mistake that I would make sober, but you could argue that maybe I would have made that mistake high. But I wasn't ever high that week, and I also that week didn't make any peanut butter and jelly sandwiches until I noticed the peanut butter because I wanted to. I know another argument would be I do eat the most peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for a 36-year-old. That is true. That is true. But I am also very present when I'm making a sandwich, because I'll even do an episode about how to make the proper peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which is the first episode ever on the pilot episode of the Takeover. So, with all those evidence revealed, you can run with your conclusions and your theories, but I'm stuck. I actually have no idea who did it. I want to believe CY, and I want to think it was Rel, but I've never seen Rel eat peanut butter. And I know that CY would eat peanut butter, but he would have licked all the peanut butter off of the spoon. So it's a mystery. And that's what inspired this black and white episode. What are you thinking? Do you think I just wasted everybody's time? You want to say Rel's a liar? I would like to hear your feedback. If you have feedback, let me know. Okay? I need to know. Now, that being said, I told you guys to reach out, and if you had, we had one fan story. We have one fan story, and I'm gonna go into hers because hers is a weird one too, and we're gonna deliver it like any other crime podcast. Okay? So I received this on the Takeover Pod Instagram, which again, follow that, and I'll respond to you on the Takeover Pod Instagram. Send your messages there. Also, make sure you leave your 5-star reviews on Apple Podcast and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you for the support. Now, we got this one, and this is a very crazy case, okay? I don't have all the information, but it starts like this, all right? So many suspicions, so many suspicious things. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to start again. Here we are. So many suspicious things about my roommate. Another roommate story, which is great. We want these suspicious roommate stories. She starts with, we are in our mid-20s, and we are in the 11 months. We are in our mid-20s, and in the 11 months she has lived with me. Here we go. 1, has had the same bottles of shampoo, face wash, and body wash in the shower. So we're going to assume they share a shower. Now, as a guy, I'll tell you right now, I can make a bottle of shampoo last a long time if it's big. We don't know how big the bottle of shampoo is yet. But I'm thinking already, women in the mid-20s looking at Sarah, is that already a little suspect? It is very suspect. Okay, so that's suspect. Okay, so now you're saying maybe she travels, she's not around a lot, right? I get where your brain's going. She goes, is only on the second toothpaste. Now I want to stop right here. Her roommate obviously pays close attention to small details. I do not know, even me, I do not know what toothpaste my roommate is on. That's a very interesting one. And I do know toothpaste can last a long time. I don't know how long. We don't have the information of how long. I feel like toothpaste can last at least 3 to 4 months, maybe even 5. So if you're on I think it is possible to have 2 toothpastes in a year. Would you say? It's hard. Is it one of those long ones? How much do you use? The toothpaste one, I'm not sold on. Okay? The shampoo, the body wash for sure is not lasting more than 3 to 4 months. Especially if you're not using a loofah. I'm a body wash guy. I put it on my hand, and then I rub throughout my body. So I'm probably using it more than most people because people use loofahs and it absorbs more. I don't do that. Loofahs get gross. I don't like that. Okay? That could be a whole nother episode we get into. Okay? We could do a loofah episode if we want, but I'm letting you know I don't agree with it. Now, she keeps her toothbrush in a travel case inside a cup on the bathroom counter. Is it weird? Yes. Is it suspicious to what we're talking about? I don't know. because I don't know where we're going with this. That's a fact that I don't know, because right now we're creating a conspiracy. So where are we going with it? Right now I think we're going with, is she really alive? Right? Because she's not using the things, but she lives in the house. Okay? Then she eats all of her meals in the bedroom. That's weird. Although mid-20s, you're saying, Sarah said maybe she's a cunt. Okay, do cunts eat meals in their bedroom? Oh, maybe Sarah's saying maybe the girl who's writing the story and is a cunt, and this girl is just trying to avoid her at all costs, which is funny. Girls in their mid-20s could be true, but I would say it is weird to eat all your meals in your bedroom. Although if you're a random roommate in your mid-20s, you're trying to be respectful to stay out of other people's ways. So I will give her that. That's fine. I had a roommate in college when we were like 18. It was me and my best friend, and we had a random senior who was in college, and he would make his meals and then eat in his room. But then come back but he prep them in the kitchen. So all your meals, are they Postmated, or is she making them and then go in the bedroom? That's not that weird, I guess, especially in your mid-20s. Okay? The toothpaste thing, maybe she just is like the toothbrush, she's trying to keep it safe. Whatever. I'm not going to go so weird. We don't know about how long a toothpaste is supposed to last. Now, there is no razor or shaving cream in shower. Now, I don't know about this. Do all women shave in the shower? Is that the rule? Yeah, but couldn't that be, like, are you not investigating and looking in the cabinets of the bathroom? Cool. I mean, you're saying toothbrushes are covered in poop particles? She could be very clean. Okay. But there is no razor or shaving cream in the shower. Is that weird? Do a lot of women have razors and shaving cream always in there? Okay. Okay. Then she has utensils, plates, and bowls that look like they are for Play-Doh. And she pulls up a picture, which I will post the picture on here above my right shoulder. I will post that picture, which is fine. The government's coming after me for looking into Britney. That was a helicopter. Great. I don't have beef with the utensils. Maybe because they're cheap and she throws them away. You're in your mid-20s. You don't have money, right? We got loud helicopters above us for some reason, and I think it's because of the Britney. So annoying. Welcome to Hollywood. She got full bottles. What's the one on the left? Isn't that face thing? That one kind of looks empty. We got something going on outside. That one looks kind of empty. The one in the middle looks like seasoning. All right, I'll post those. The one on the right looks like it could be empty almost, which would make sense if it was 11 months. That's a big thing too, and you would only need a little. Okay. Now she also says she also leaves opened aluminum cans of food in the freezer. I don't know what that means. Open? Like a soup can? In the freezer. I like the obsession you have for your roommate right now. I'm all about it. I'm with you right now, but what is this about? I need to know what this is about, though. Is it that she's weird? Fine. But what is it really about? Or do you think she's not real? What's the other picture? Now, she also says, oh, and I've never seen her do laundry. And it's quarantine, so we're both always home. Huh. And keeps pepper in the shower. That was seasoning. She goes, and she keeps pepper in the shower. Is she seasoning herself? ? I don't know. Why would someone do that? Why would a girl have pepper in the shower? Here's my conclusion. Is she an alien? Look up aliens and pepper. Aliens and pepper. Nope. Nothing about it. That one's weird. Why would someone have pepper in the shower? Sarah, this is a girl thing. It is bad. We don't really have any information about what's going on. But that's what she sent us. That's our conspiracy story. Foaming face wash is pretty full, but that shampoo bottle is definitely empty. Body wash, which makes sense. She said those are the same ones. Hold on. Could it be true that maybe that bottle, she just had 2 bottles of it and she thinks... Why the pepper, though? Is it a shared bathroom? Or is she sneaking and snooping? If it's shared, it's even more weird that the pepper's in there. If she's sneaking, oh, shame on you. Maybe the pepper's to help clean the shower. Maybe it helps clean. I don't know. The problem with this is what we'll learn for the next black and white episode is that you need to come up with your own conspiracy for us to defend or go against. Like, why? We do have weird information. There is a lot of strange things going on. So I can confirm that with you, but like, why? What do you think is the reason? Do you think it's because she's not human? Do you think that she's trying to get you guys to move out? Like, I need a reason, and I should have specified that. And we'll know that going forward to the next black and white episode. But that being said, that was the black and white episode. That was our black and white episode, and I'm excited to see how it comes out. I think I'm going to have to do a lot of editing. Thank you guys for checking in. And then also, what was I going to say? Yeah, all the bullshit. 5-star reviews. Check out the Takeover Pod on Instagram. Talk to me on there. And then also, keep sharing and keep blah blah. Keep blah blahing. Keep blah blahing everything. Wow, basil 2 weeks in a row didn't make it. And it's out. It's done. It's not fresh anymore. Just know I had a story about basil and it didn't make last week's cut and it didn't make this week's cut. And that's just how the podcast is going to be sometimes. You're not going to be able to get to everything great. And that's our final thoughts. In life, you're not always going to get to everything you want to get to. Life doesn't go as planned and it never should. And that's fine. Your team's not always going to win a championship, your favorite team at least, but this team will. Always. You're always going to be a part of a championship team, and you could do that by being a part of the Patreon. If you go to the patreon.com/thetakeover, you're a part of a championship squad. So just know that not everything goes as planned, and you're not always going to get to everything that you've wanted to get to in life, and that's normal. But that's why we set goals. We set goals because we're going to try to achieve them, and if we don't, we're fine. And that's the way life is going to be, and that's why you learned from me. So thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the black and white episode. I'm your host, Michael Lenoci, with the Takeover Pod, and that's it. Goodbye, everybody. Sarah, you stupid bitch.